Hello and welcome to Daily Reflection with Aneel Aranha. Today is the 5th of July 2020. We're going to reflect on Matthew 11:25 to 30. Listen. At that time Jesus said, I thank you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because you have hidden these things from the wise and the intelligent and have revealed them to infants. Yes, Father, for such was your gracious will. All things have been handed over to me by my Father, and no one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and anyone to whom the Son chooses to reveal him. Come to me, all you that are weary and are carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. The Gospel of the Lord. A few days ago, we looked at sin being mankind's biggest problem. It leads to shame and sickness, sorrow and suffering, which are all burdensome and make one very weary. Holiness is the only antidote to sin, but even the pursuit of holiness can tire us, especially if the method we follow is not right. Consider the Jewish method. With 613 mitzvot, which are rules or commandments that the Jews had to follow, being holy was a huge task that left many of them totally exhausted. It can exhaust us too. So when Jesus invites people who are weary and carrying heavy burdens to come to him, it is not just the sinners he's calling. He's also calling the wannabe saints. The sinner, of course, will get the rest that comes with forgiveness, but the saint will get the rest that he needs from the exhaustion he feels after following too many do's and don'ts. But you ask, aren't there things we should do and aren't there things we shouldn't do? Yes, but if our focus is on the doing and not doing, it will be an utterly joyless and frustrating experience. Let me explain. Consider a boy who gets up in the morning and prepares a long list of chores. Most of them are not required, but he thinks it will please his father if he does them. He thinks of his father as a rather stern, strict man who is hard to please. Consequently, he believes the more chores he does, the more pleased his father will be, and if he does a good enough job, his father might give him a treat. So he slaves through the day, feeling like a donkey, grumbling and groaning and moaning as he goes about doing what he thinks is donkey work. And when he doesn't get his expected treat, at the end of the day, he goes to bed bitter and angry. Now consider another boy who gets up in the morning and doesn't bother making any list. He goes looking for his father because he loves being with the guy. His dad is really cool and always seems happy to see him. He sees his father is doing some work and he offers to lend a hand. His father says, sure, grab a hammer or a broom or whatever, and they spend the rest of the day working together. Although it is hard work, it almost feels like fun because his dad is fun. At the end of the day, the boy asks if they can go out for pizza, and the father instantly agrees, and this boy goes to bed happy. Do you see the difference? Both are working for their father, but while in one case the work is without any joy or pleasure, in the other it is filled with joy and pleasure. Why the difference? Because it is how each looked at their father and their attitude towards the work they did for him. It's the same for us and God. If we are like the first boy, everything will be a pain. If we're like the second boy, however, we can substitute work for anything, even a commandment, and we will happily do it. Or anything else for that matter. So, drop those heavy loads you're carrying and go to Jesus. He is really cool, and although he will still get you to do stuff, you won't feel like a donkey doing it. God bless you.